Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Throwing Salt. I'm glad you're here with us today. We got a good topic today. Falling in love with potential. Have you ever fell in love with the person's potential rather than their reality? Man, we're going to talk about some good stuff today. Get your seat ready, turn it up, and let's go into the pod. See you inside.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of
Throwing Salt.
How's everybody doing? I hope everybody had a good week. Even if you didn't, God is still worthy to be praised, and I'm glad that you're here with us. Hey, how are you?
What up, girl?
So, were you looking in my closet? Why are you wearing green?
No, you know we synchronize. We're synchronized in thought.
My God.
Got to think the same thing and speak the same thing.
We did not plan this.
We did not.
Okay.
But, you know, we're on the same wavelength. Wavelength spiritually. So.
Okay. And naturally, I guess.
Yes, and naturally.
I'm sure the Lord didn't tell you to put on a green shirt.
Well, you never know.
Okay.
You know.
Well, the Lord does speak to people about clothing, too.
He does. That dress
modest
is too
apparel.
tight.
Get it off.
Take them leggings off.
Yeah.
Put on a dress.
Listen, it happens like that.
Yes.
How was your week?
It was good.
I love it.
It's good. Nothing
too happy.
Nothing
too
spectacular.
exciting.
I'm just, it's hot.
It is hot.
It's just hot.
It's hot.
It's hot.
But then when it's cold, we say it's cold.
Hey, I can deal with cold.
Just
I can't deal with, and I'm born in the summertime.
Yeah, that's right.
I just don't like heat. It aggravates me.
Well, let me tell you one thing. I'm gonna tell you one thing. So the hold on, my tech is telling me to put my mic up, so let me go ahead and do that because people gotta hear me.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me? We good now?
We good.
Thank y'all. So yeah, let me tell you one thing that's about to be hot and spicy is this topic today.
Yeah.
So you know we like to always dabble and dibble and dabble in these relationships because they be out here.
Yes.
And of course, I mean, we're married, but we be saying stuff.
We be saying a whole lot of
And
stuff. And we hear a lot of stuff
And
too.
we hear a lot of stuff. And it ain't like we haven't lived before we got married.
What?
I kissed a lot of frogs.
Well.
Before I got my prince. I was out here Tiana from The Princess and the Frog. That's what I was out here.
Toads.
Just out here. Well, I ain't do a lot of kissing. Let me stop that. You know, a lot of kissing give you herpes. But
don't know where your mouth is.
I don't do it. I don't even like drinking behind. I can't do it. My kids
Who drink behind people? I never drink behind
even
nobody.
With the kids, they be like, "Here, Ma, you can have."
Even my wife. You want to? No. I'm all right.
Like it really took me a long time even to drink, to drink behind my husband. Only because we put some time in.
I'm still not with the kissing thing though.
Oh, okay. Like what? Kissing in public or?
Yeah, no, just period. Like
I know it's I still be like with the teeth closed with the tongue.
I like my lips. And
you really got to be in a real.
And I'm not just super safe. That just never was my thing.
Yeah. You gotta be in a let go moment for
it.
Yeah,
it's like it's gotta be in a gotta be a little Luther playing.
Yeah. I just be thinking like everything because I guess I don't know. I don't think I'm a hypochondriac.
Or it gotta be a little what's her name? Tweet taxi.
Okay, so you going to a place? You going to a place? I'm gonna wait till you get back. My God, hold on.
I wanna give all of me. Cause I'm alone.
Yes, Lord.
There you go.
Okay.
See.
So you don't listen to James Cleveland when you're
what?
My
no,
God.
Never.
Well,
if you're super saved like that, something is wrong.
How you know?
You're
God ain't never take you to a place.
No.
My everything.
Never.
My everything.
Never.
Come and go with me to my father's house.
Never once.
My God. So you're just in the bed.
No.
Bed undefiled.
It's not undefiled. Okay, first of all, I'm not playing that.
My God. I just want to know, what makes you go beyond the veil. But anyway, we're going to go. My God.
Really good. Really nice.
My Lord.
Listen, I'm
real. You're a child of us. You're a son of a pastor.
They should be calling me master.
You're a son of a pastor.
Say this universe is mine.
Okay, I don't even know what words you're singing at this point. Just gibberish. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, yeah. Here may take
everybody that knows this, they know this song.
That knows.
But be married when you know it.
Please.
I'm doing that and getting all sad when it don't work out.
I know. That's the thing. And
heart on the line. But you said.
And then just go back and do it again. Like it didn't just
yield
the same results.
That's just a boo thing for me. Oh, your boo thing. But you ready to key his car.
See? It always gets to that point. Why?
It does.
Why?
You see the girl that was on the internet?
I
He must
didn't.
have really did a number on her.
Which one?
She lit his car on fire with gasoline
Eesh.
and almost blew her own eyebrows
Oh,
off.
I remember that story.
Man, she was in there. Whoosh, boosh. I was like, girl, is it that
You
bad?
about to kill your own self.
Bro, but everybody was taping her. They was
Yeah,
like,
they saw her.
You going to jail.
They didn't warn her.
your
You
whole
about to
face
go to
almost was
jail.
burnt to a crisp.
You about to go to jail.
You
about to
go
lose
jail,
your job.
You about to lose your job.
Is that thing?
You about to lose your
She's
job.
going to lose your job.
She's
for sure.
I mean,
I don't know
dog,
if she
but
had one,
don't
though.
kill a man car. You're supposed to be 1,000 feet away from my house. What you doing over here? It's like
Well,
that.
see, so that goes to our topic today. That's what happens when you fall in love with potential.
Sheesh.
See, that's the thing.
Say
And
that again.
It's like people be falling in love with the idea of love and with potential, and really never. They didn't try the spirit by the spirit. You know what I'm saying? They didn't give it no time. They didn't try to understand life first. Didn't see this man in all four seasons. Tyler Perry said that one time on a play. You gotta see him in all four seasons.
Yeah.
You gotta.
How
see
you
him.
dress in the summer?
Listen,
How you dress
in
in
the
the winter.
natural seasons, because
Yeah.
again, you may not like open toe flip flops. I used to hate toes out. Like, don't. You're walking up here with me with them toes.
Did you ever?
I am so embarrassed.
And then them dudes that got them sunflower seed toenails,
I hate it. I hate it. Why?
cover those
Like,
up.
I don't know. Like, what if you got good skin in the summertime, but you get eczema in the winter?
Yeah.
And I don't like your eczema skin.
But also, it's mental state too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, first of all, if there's a call on your life, this person has to be literally like aligned to your call.
Sheesh.
Like, they have to be fit for the assignment. Like, that is on your life and you for them as well. Because again, that's another thing that's going to be deal breakers. It's not going to work.
That's unequally yoked. People think unequally yoked is you don't serve the same God as me.
Right. No.
That's not always unequally
also
yoked. That is
mindset.
one of the signs of unequally
sure.
yoked, for sure.
Yeah.
Because you can't serve the devil and I'm serving God and we're
Right.
in the same house. It's going to be chaos.
Chaos.
But unequally yoked also is my assignment you can't help me with.
Yeah.
You a hindrance to my assignment. Meaning, when I got to go preach somewhere, I need you here with me because we got to do this.
Right.
You got to understand that this is the calling.
Yeah.
Peter's wife had to understand
Yeah.
his calling over her what? Love for him.
Yeah.
He wasn't always going to be there. Remember, it was known that he was married.
Yeah.
Out of all of the disciples, everybody knew that Peter was married.
Yeah.
Because Jesus healed his mother-in-law.
Yeah.
So he was married. He used to stay at Peter's house. So I'm going to have unexpected guests sometimes.
Right. Right.
Jesus is coming.
Right.
Get the kids out and get the table out. Put the toys up. Jesus coming in here. Y'all see? Shoot. Get the thing off the floor.
Get some tea on the stove.
Get some tea.
Jesus is coming.
He is coming.
Get the myrrh out.
Please. Where the frankincense?
Yeah. Get the nice silverware.
The
What y'all
master
doing?
is coming.
And he ain't even need all that.
And this
but
he's like this. Oh, okay, you got a nice little crib.
No crib.
Brother.
he knew the mother-in-law by name. What's up, Murray?
Right.
Birthday?
And
How
then you know they
doing?
was having service at the house.
always.
Unexpected guests.
Yeah.
You see, but that's the part of the calling. See, you can't be hospitable and your spouse is not.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, because that's gonna be chaos too.
Yeah. The upstairs in the room.
That's the potential. They say a lot, but they don't do a lot.
Yeah.
They man, I love you for you. No, you don't. You love
Right.
me because these bills is paid.
right.
And when they're not, you said that.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
no, we run into hard times.
Exactly.
But are you see, potential looks good.
It does.
It looks good,
Yeah.
but it ain't always good. But it's really potential.
Yeah, and I think it's the idea sometimes with men and women, right?
Yeah.
That potential feels like a homework assignment, right? It's the idea of I can take something that was bad and turn it into something that's good, and it's the challenge of the assignment, right?
I can change you.
I can change him.
I can change
That's
you.
just, you know, girl, he always yells loud when he
That's
mad.
Ricky. That's the way Ricky
That's
is.
the way he does it. You know,
Huh.
he always punch walls when he upset. Girl, I mean, he ain't gonna never do it to me. But he likes to hit walls when he mad.
Remember Baby Boy?
Uh-huh.
When Jody wasn't in the house no more and she was on the phone with her friend? She was like, but at least we live together though.
Right.
But he go upside your head. You had a black eye.
Literally. The eye was black.
He was going. So you're okay with the potential of a man being in the house.
Yes. Or the
But,
idea.
or
yeah.
but you're okay with just him being home.
Right.
You're not okay with him respecting you, but not putting his hands on you.
Exactly.
So you got people that they have been dumbed down so bad by the relationship of life and the relationship that they've been in. They'll be okay with things that are major.
Yeah. And they don't, again, I think it's also too, they see the red flags, but they ignore them.
Yeah.
Right. And then when we get into this space of now finally he put a ring on it and now I'm committed, then these things start to expose themselves even more. And sometimes you feel like you're stuck because, again, marriage is a business, right? It's a contract.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that are on the line that in order for me to come out of this, I'm going to lose a lot of stuff.
You're going to lose a lot of stuff.
So do I just stay to make sure I maintain, or do I leave and feel like I have to start over again?
Yeah. And see, and another thing is, with potential, we going back to falling in love with it.
Yeah.
We fall in love with the wine and dine, but that's to get you.
Yeah.
That's not always who that person is,
Right.
because once the heart changes, the gifts do too.
Yep.
The going out does too.
Yeah.
The telling you I love you in the morning does too.
Yeah.
Especially for certain people. It's like, oh, he texts you every morning until he got what he wanted.
Yeah.
She texts you every night until she got what she wanted. Oh, you the last person I think about.
Right.
No, that's the one that paid your car note this morning.
Right.
Oh, you know I love you, boy.
Yeah.
Stop. I'm letting them tell you that. No, people see. They're not dumb. And your family can feel she ain't no good for you. She's good for your flesh. She's not good for your spirit.
Yeah.
Because anything that draws you away from God, or any person that draws you away from God, are they really good for your spirit?
Right.
And this is where we got to go here too. We looking at it from a natural perspective, but I got to look at it from a spiritual perspective too.
Yeah.
If you used to pray 3 times a day, and now you're in a relationship and you don't even pray once now,
Right.
because he's consuming every part of you.
Yep.
Is that the relationship God really wants you in?
Right.
Because you're not supposed to put God on the back burner because you got a relationship.
Yep.
Now, I know you adjust certain things.
Right. And the Bible talks about that. Again, a single woman is more connected to, and I wouldn't say connected, but has more time for Christ, right?
Yeah.
Because when you're married, you got the kids, you got
You
this,
got everything,
you got that.
yeah.
But you still have to carve out time. But to your point, like you said, the relationship, if it's God ordained and assignment field, should be the thing that's pushing you closer to him, not drawing you away.
Let me tell you like this. I've been in relationships that I couldn't even talk about fasting to people.
See?
They didn't even understand it.
Right.
But I got a wife
Yeah.
that would say to me, have you
Right.
fasted this week? That's the difference.
Yeah. Yep.
Have you
Yep.
prayed this week? Because I did.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
we should.
Yeah.
You know, that's the difference.
Someone that's leading you to Christ.
And that's the difference of potential
Yeah.
and ordained relationship.
Right.
Potential will say, I'll say whatever you need. I need to say to keep you around.
Exactly.
Ordained will tell you what you need to know.
Yep.
What you have to do. And it's not always good.
Yeah.
And it's not always
It's
pretty.
the truth.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
But we're going into it though.
Yeah, and I think, to have like spiritual backing and context, we talked about it's going to be in Samuel, and it's about the King Saul. So you think about Israel, and it's 1 Samuel chapter 9 and 10. So we're going to kind of bring us up to speed. So again, Israel wants a king, right? And the thing is about Israel is because they used to see how kings look.
Yes.
And so God gave them what they wanted. They gave him Saul. And Saul had potential, and especially in Israel's eyes, because he looked the part.
Yes.
Right? He was tall. He was strength. He had, he gave everything that a king would have given. It's just like a CEO of a company. People look for a suit, right? They look for, and I know now we're in a little bit modern times, but that staple still remains, that somebody that looks like money, right? Somebody that looks like authority. It comes with a certain air and a certain visual, right?
You remember the movie Think Like a Man?
Yes.
Remember Taraji P. Henson? She was a CEO of a company. Remember the guy that wanted to get with her? The light-skinned guy with the blue eyes. I forgot his name. He pulled up next to her in somebody else's Benz.
Right.
she was so gun-ho on marrying somebody like or dating somebody like her.
Yep.
When, to be honest with you, the person that gave her the greatest chemistry was somebody that wasn't even like her.
Yeah. Yeah.
But remember, she found out that he was unemployed and he was a cook.
Right.
So she basically shunned him away. Then she went to the guy that was the CEO, but guess what? He only talked about himself.
Yep.
He didn't even think about her.
Yep.
Yeah, I was with P. Diddy, I was with this person, I was with, Warren Buffett, that's my best friend.
Yeah.
Self-indulged.
Yeah.
Not even thinking about her. This other guy, even though he wasn't making six figures, he was all about you.
Yep. Yep.
So you got to watch when you go for potential rather than what's really best for you.
Yeah.
Potential will have you calling them in the middle of the night, saying where they are.
Yep.
That potential will do that. But when it's a person that's for you, you ain't got to worry.
Nope.
That's somebody that wants you.
Yeah.
They'll sit in the hospital with you.
Yeah.
All night long.
Yeah.
Potential say, man, I got to get to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Call me when you come out. That's potential.
Yeah.
Because you start seeing little things.
Yeah.
And she started seeing that she wanted that other guy. He was cooking for her,
Yeah.
helping her, being there for her. The other dude didn't care.
Yeah.
He was talking about his status.
Yep.
And that's the thing, even with church. I mean, even within the gospel. Everybody wanted the king because they wanted to be like every other nation. And some people are so desperate for a relationship, they'll take the first thing that comes their way.
Yeah.
God never wanted to give them Saul. He was okay with the judges that they had.
Right.
They wanted a king, so he gave them what they wanted.
Yeah.
She didn't really want the dude in the beginning because she didn't like his financial status.
Right.
So then you go for what you want. Come to find out, you really don't like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think so I like if we dissect a little bit, I think falling in love with potential is not necessarily a disregard.
Right.
Because I think that there are things that you may be stronger in, right, than the person that you're seeing is. But what the thing about potential is that are these people really who they say they are, right? So for instance, I think, and I'll just go like a story for myself. So my husband and I, before we got married, what the thing that he talks about, that he says, I knew you was the one for me. And I was like, well, how you know? He's like, because I ain't have jack, right? I had negative accounts. My car was jacked. And you still would come pick me up. You still would be there for me. You still would do things and da-da-da-da-da. And I never looked at it as these are things that, one, I think because two, I think one, it was that God just ordained our paths, right? That he was always my assignment and we were just each other, and then God just knew what we would become. But I think also too, there were times that I was like, Lord, is this man for me, for real? Like, because you look at yourself in the light that, wait a minute, negative accounts. Who doing that in 1990? Like, right. I don't understand. But at the same time, it almost felt like, oh man, I'm trying to think of the movie Hitch.
Yes.
Remember how was it Hitch?
Was it which one?
No. What's the one? See, now we're always doing movies where Charlize Theron and Will Smith. Remember how they always kept drawing to each other?
Charlize Theron.
Oh my God, who know Hancock? There it is. Hancock. You don't know Hancock?
Oh yes. Okay. No, that was It was called Hancock.
Yes.
That's what it was. Yes.
So, but the thing about them, which is the opposite, is that they were drawn to each other and it was always chaos. But the thing is that how there was always just a draw from the heart first. It didn't matter what was besetting, right? And so I think it turns into something that's different when you're trying to fix something, opposed to what the person already is, right? Chauncey was always, or someone that had a good heart. He was he just needed a push, right? Like just for me, like I'm still to the same height, right? He
was your settler.
Yes, there was potential. So again, when we first met, it wasn't like we were at the height of where we needed to be in ourselves or in God or even in the place that we are, even in our careers or anything yet, right? We were like still young, but we knew that there was something more in us, and it wasn't just we knew. I think people saw it for us first. Well, that's how you used to say them old mothers, right? Who used to be like, but I already knew that was gonna happen. Like we knew, and because you have to look at the fruit, right?
Yeah.
You have to see like
Yeah.
what it is outside of the suit, right? Who is he outside of a nice car? What makes him?
Yeah.
What is his character building?
Right.
Who does he love? Like does he like his mama? Like does he like her at all?
Right.
Like will he take care of his family? And he's always been someone that was family first. You've seen him outside of not even having these things, being almost father figures to people and people respecting him as daddy. And you're like, okay, well.
But that's even when, to go back to the story, they wanted Saul, but when God rejected Saul, he had to instruct his prophet Samuel, don't you look for potential either.
Right. Yep. That's good.
You saw potential in Saul and you grieved over it.
Yeah. Too long.
Too long. Don't make the same mistake twice.
Yep.
The mistake of it was you was going to Jesse's house and you looked at their statue.
Yep. Yep.
Potential. Okay, he looked nice.
Yep.
Okay, he tall.
Yep.
Okay, he got the broad shoulders.
Right.
He looked kingly.
Yep.
But the one that it was didn't even look like a king.
Nope.
But he had the heart of a king.
Yeah.
And God said, I will trust your heart rather than trust what you look like. God always will trust your heart rather than what you look like.
Never about the outside
It's
appearance.
not about what you say, it's what you are.
Yeah, it's who you are.
Because in relationships, listen to me. Look at what they do rather than what they say.
Yep. Yep.
If she can bring you food in the middle of the night.
Yep. Because you ain't feeling well.
Because you ain't feeling well. That's character now.
Yeah.
She might not have $100,000.
Right.
But she makes sure you eat.
You got that chicken noodle on you.
That chicken noodle was there.
Listen.
She nursed you back to health.
Yeah.
He might not look like Prince Charming.
Yeah.
But you ain't never get cussed out by him.
Right.
He ain't never call you out your name.
He ain't never put his hands on
He
you.
ain't never put his hands on you. Even when he had the facts to do it.
Yeah.
Because of the way your insecurities work.
Right. Yeah.
And the way you belittled them.
Yeah.
Because of your last relationship. Sometimes we got to leave the bags where the bags were made at. Stop taking luggage to a whole nother area.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you'll run away good people.
Yeah.
But the problem is if they're ordained by God, they'll know how to withstand certain things.
Yeah.
Because they'll know that's not you.
Yeah.
That's just your hurt talking.
Yeah. I love that.
That ain't you.
Yeah.
That's just your insecurities talking again.
Yeah.
That ain't you. That's just your fears talking.
And I think to that point is that that relationship will also tell you who you are.
Yes.
And it'll help you, right?
Yes.
Because if I know that you're in a space that it's not you but your insecurities, I know how to step
Yes.
away, right?
Yes.
I don't dive in and be like, it's because you hurt. That's why you hurting somebody else. I don't do that. It's almost like you take the humble approach,
Yes.
like Jesus Christ did.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you need? How? What do you need from me? What do you want? What can I help you do? Or you start to even help to rationalize that in your own mind. You'll be like, all right, cool. A lot of times, and from seasoned women, they'll be like, if their husband or somebody or their mate is going through, they know how to pray in silence, right? It's not always I need to call it out. It's that, Lord, there's something happening today with my husband, and I need you to do a work. I need you to help me to guide my tongue so that I know what to say to encourage and uplift so that I'm not bringing anything that he's dealing with or being overwhelmed by to take him over and under. Because just as strong as he is for our family and just as strong as he is to make sure that the bills are paid and that we're doing this together, I want to be able to stand in the gap and be that helpmeet that you've called us to be for him. And so what do I need to do? And that's somebody that is helping your assignment, right?
Maturity. Like maturity is, and I'm learning that even in my relationship, I don't always need you to say anything.
Yep.
I just need you to be present.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't need you to talk.
Yeah.
I don't need a counselor through this.
Yeah.
I just need you to just sit and listen.
Yeah.
I just need you to just hold my hand.
Yeah.
I might be nervous.
Yeah.
I need you to go to this doctor's appointment with me, even if I don't say it.
Right.
Scared of doctors.
Yeah.
I don't like going.
Yeah.
You go with me, I'll be all right.
Yeah, there's comfort there.
It's a comfort.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you got potential can't read you.
Right.
But somebody that's ordained,
Yeah.
they know you.
Yep. And because they're ordained, I think to your point, and because this sanctioned by Christ, God will reveal.
Yes,
right?
he'll tell you.
He'll
go
help.
to that appointment with that man.
Yep.
You know he ain't gonna go if you don't go with him.
Exactly.
And
Yep.
you got to even sometimes be like, "Did you go to the doctor today?"
Yep. Yep.
All right, we going together.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Because to be honest with you, I'm nervous.
Yeah, and that's the tug of war. That's the
Yeah.
part that when it's something that's not just potential, but something that you're trying to build lifelong, you realize what the areas are where you fold and they
pick up.
They pick up.
Yeah, they
and then
pick
where
up.
You
Yeah.
pick up and where it's not always or should not always be this cantankerous space. Like it don't always have to be a fight. I don't like going to the doctor. Can we just go today?
Can we just go today?
Can we just go today?
Like
okay. Why can't it just be yes today?
Yeah.
Like it don't have to be always no. You don't have to always fight. It doesn't have to be this all the time.
You know what my wife told me? You don't always have to give an explanation of why you don't want to do nothing. I was like, you're right.
I think my husband has said this to me.
You don't have to give an explanation. You're grown.
Yeah.
You don't have to give an explanation. Just tell him no. And I was like, dang, you're right. Prioritize rest.
Yeah. Yeah.
You prioritize work. That's why you burnt out.
Yeah.
You need to learn how to prioritize boundaries. Because the people around you don't have them.
Yeah.
But you have never said it either.
Yeah.
And then with my situation is, I had to show her how to speak up for herself.
Exactly. Yep.
Because I'm a person that speaks up for themselves.
Right.
You let them talk to you until you get to a point where you start crying. I'm not going to let you do that. I'm going to stop you right here. Let me tell you something. It's going to be the last time you say that to me. No, I'm dead serious because I will cut you off like I never knew you. Because I ain't never take you that way and you're not going to take me that way. So I show her how to get a kind of a push to not be pushed over.
Yeah.
So we work with each other.
Yeah.
You are my yin, I'm your yang.
Yeah.
And that's how it works. Because for a long time, I was like, why you letting them do that to you?
Right.
Why you let people talk to you like that? Not even knowing that you was letting them do that.
Right, right.
But because I'm a person that speaks my mind,
Yeah.
I see it faster. And I can feel sass at a mile away. You ain't about to sass me. No, you not, miss.
But
First of all, I can sense sass from a mile away. Yeah, in the battling, hold. Let me go ahead and check you real quick. Because that ain't about to happen no more. That ain't about to happen.
But I think also to your point is that, in this tug of war, I think sometimes it's easy to both just let go in spaces because you just never know what the other person sees for you.
Yes.
I know that there was a lot of instances that I know my mom sometimes always, and she's going to probably be talking, let that man rest. But I'm like, sometimes I would see like, just say yes to this opportunity. You just never know where this is gonna go for you. And like I know he can say it. It's like sometimes when he said yes to things, it yields itself as a reward.
Right,
like,
because you
I'm
can't
glad
always
I
be
came.
chill.
Right, I'm glad I did it. Like, but I know that. But I'm saying to your point too, like, or to her point is that yes. Because again, like for your instance, like if I'm always saying yes, there is no prioritization for rest, right? So if there's always a yes in my spirit and in my soul, then when do I ever feel like that I could say no? Because I've always built up the yeses to where people gonna look at me crazy. No, what does that mean?
Right.
Like, I don't know.
And another thing that's deceiving, just because we got chemistry, don't mean we're supposed to be together.
Yeah. Yep.
Y'all better stop misconstruing chemistry with assignment.
Oh, yes. Yeeks.
Just because we vibe
Yep.
don't mean you for the long haul.
Exactly.
I done vibe with a lot of people that weren't meant for my destiny.
Yeah.
They couldn't even be with me in this space.
Yeah.
They don't understand the sleepless nights and me sitting up studying for a sermon.
Exactly.
What? I want to go out.
Yes.
I want to go to the party.
Yeah.
I want to
chill out. I want to wear something nice.
I want to go out. Let's go out dancing. But I got to go fast for this whole assignment.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to get this degree.
Right.
And the dude, he want to, but I'm on financial aid. I got to make sure I make the grades.
Exactly.
And you got to know when to not come over.
Yeah.
And let her study.
Yeah.
Remember the Will Smith show, Fresh Prince?
Yeah, another reference.
Remember when the girl, remember his aunt said, if you love her,
yep,
you won't spend a lot of time with her. Because she's failing in her classes because of you.
Yeah.
If you love her,
yep,
you give her some space. She got mad. She don't need to be all up in my business, but she was right.
Right.
She was taking, before she met Will, she was a straight A student.
Right.
When she started being with him, because she was potential and he was too, she started getting this sidetracked and started losing what she had in college. When she was the first person to even go to college. So you got to be understanding, and but people that are assigned to you will understand that.
Yeah, that space is necessary.
And what did he say? Nah, we're going to chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go.
And I think that's the difference in potential and those that are for you, is that when they can listen also to wise counsel.
Yes.
Right? To be like, oh, you're right. You know, I think, going back to our own stories, I think Chauncey's grandmother, he told me a story that for us, because, old folk, they don't believe in dating a long time.
No.
Not old seasons. They like, what you doing?
Yeah.
Because again, they know what happens up the road. I remember we old school Pentecostal. We wasn't allowed to sit in movies long because things can happen. Yeah. Right? Because the flesh is weak.
It's weak, yeah.
Right? And the thing is, especially too, like you said, if there's chemistry, then there's things that wake up when there's chemistry. There's
vulnerabilities are in chemistry.
Yeah. And mind you, they don't even necessarily have to be preyed upon. These things that just happen. Yeah. Right? People and I used to people say, like, it just happened. Like, nah, stuff don't just happen. But literally, like, you can just be out having a good time and don't realize how you ended up in somebody's bed. Yeah. Like, how did this happen? Where am I? And you wasn't doing a line of coke.
No.
You just
literally you just was vibing.
Because the chemistry was just there.
You're drawn away by your own lust. And the thing is, the chemistry can be the lust.
Yeah.
The lust of the chemistry.
And then when that happens, and then it could have been a good thing, but then it becomes,
and it clouds the judgment of what it really is.
Yeah.
She's good in bed, but she can't save money.
Right. Child. Yeah, but
she's
house dirty.
Broke. She's filthy. But she got a nice body.
Right.
Potential.
Yep.
Body look good. She say everything she need to say, but she filthy. She can't say no money.
Negative account.
And you got to pay for everything.
Yeah.
But all you see is the physical.
You don't know the Lord.
And God is trying to show you to look at the spiritual part of it.
Yeah.
She not stable.
Nope.
Saul looked to Paul.
Yeah.
But Saul had an obedience problem.
Exactly. Yep.
And he was insecure.
Yep.
Worst thing you can deal with is an insecure leader.
I know.
Saul tried to kill David because they said Saul killed his thousands, but David killed his 10,000s. And because of that statement, because really he was really just potential.
Right.
Think about it.
Yeah.
He was not God's first choice. God chose him for the people. David was God's choice because David was after God's heart. Saul was not.
And I think to your point about choices, that just because someone is chosen, it doesn't mean they're ready.
Sheesh.
I mean, you can be.
Say that one more time.
Just because someone's chosen doesn't mean they're ready. Because again, it takes a journey to get to marriage. I think people think that I saw him, I like him, I like the idea of marriage. I want to be that. I want to be that wife. I want to be that husband. But there's still a journey. He's chosen, but you chose him, right? Israel chose this person. Israel wanted something, and God was like, okay, here, take this. But the thing is, it wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready.
He wasn't
I know.
ready. It's never
So
ready.
it's just,
like
it wasn't ready, because the thing is, there is a mindset change that comes with relationship. There is a heart change that comes with relationship. Like, I am not the same person I was when I was single, when I'm now a mom and a wife. There's a lot of things I give up that I allow that I would have never done when I was single.
because it's maturity.
Yeah.
David was ordained and sanctioned to be king, but it took years before he became it.
Yeah.
Why? Because why? He was chosen, but he wasn't ready.
Wasn't ready.
You can be anointed,
Yep.
but your anointing has to mature.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can be the pick,
Yep.
but you got to mature into that space.
Exactly.
Some people do things prematurely.
Yeah.
You get married prematurely. He might be the one,
Yep.
but you ain't ready.
You ain't ready. Yep. Yep.
Have you ever thought that you not ready?
Right.
You may think you are.
Yep.
To the first sign of trouble,
Yep.
now you want to sign divorce papers.
And I think people think that they're ready because they can do what is the depiction of a wifely thing.
Right.
I can clean my house. I have my own job. I have my own things.
I pay my bills.
I pay my own bills, but it's more than that.
What if he deal with depression?
Thank you. That's the part, because when you're single, you don't get to see
You
those
don't see
things,
all
and
that.
and if you don't deal with it, you don't know how to handle it when it's somebody that you're connected to, that you have to see through it.
What if you want children, but she has miscarriages?
Right. I know.
And she can't get pregnant.
Right. What
But
is
you
the
want a
next
child.
step?
What is the next step? Are you okay with adoption?
Yeah.
Can you even see that far?
Right.
Or does it have to be this way?
Exactly.
Because God don't always put all your eggs in one basket.
Nope.
You may not never get that.
Never.
Do you blame her?
Right. Right.
You didn't know that. What if that was in her line that she didn't even know?
Exactly. Yeah.
See, these are the things
Yeah.
when you're looking at potential
Right. That you miss.
that you miss.
Yeah. Yeah.
What if she was abused and don't like having sex every day?
Exactly.
She didn't tell you that.
Is that going to be okay for you?
Is that going to be okay that you got to talk her through
Right. Every single time.
every single time? It's going to be all right.
Which in some cases may turn into a burnout for you if you
It
have
could
to keep
be.
doing that.
But you got to get to stop getting physical with people
Yep.
and learn the spiritual part of
Yeah.
them. And that comes with intimacy of conversation.
Exactly. That's what the true relationship is. Was not just about the physical anymore. It's
Exactly.
going to be about the knowledge, the
We
spiritual.
want to connect physically.
Right.
But nobody wants to be intimate.
Exactly.
What is intimacy? It's not physicality.
Yeah.
That's a part of it. Real intimacy is conversation.
Yeah.
I get intimate with God when I talk to him.
Yeah.
He gets intimate with me when he talks to me. And I lay it all out on the line.
Yeah.
I don't really like being alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some people are afraid to be alone.
Right.
So they'll take under their privilege just so they won't be in the house by themselves.
Right.
Potential.
Yeah.
I'm okay with him beating me as long as I'm not in here by myself.
Yeah.
I'm okay with her spending my money as long as I got somebody laying next to me. Yeah, she might be laying next to you, but texting somebody else.
Right.
Potential. But it ain't ordained. And now you got to always fight for your love.
Right.
I don't want to feel like fighting for my love every day.
I know.
I just want to love you.
Yeah.
And I want you to love me back.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
And just be loved.
Just
Yeah.
be loved, man. Like, I don't want to always have to cover up for your inadequacies.
Right.
Oh, he didn't mean that.
Right. Right.
She
Hate
didn't
that.
mean that. Yes,
Right.
they did.
Right. That's who they are.
That's who they are.
Right.
They did mean it. She
Yeah.
did mean to steal out of your account.
Right.
She did. She did mean that you do have to lock your cabinet and your medicine cabinet when he come in there.
Right.
He's a drug addict.
Yeah.
That's the thing about potential. You don't always see.
Yeah.
You see what they can be.
Right. Potential is a maybe. Character is, a right now. Like, it's potential is They could be.
It could be.
I mean, I don't see it yet.
I don't see it yet.
But it could be.
But it could be.
But who they are, like Maya Angelou said, what they say, believe them.
Believe them.
If they say it, if they're doing it, believe them.
And take it from a person that's married. Anything that's a red flag when you're dating them will be a red stop sign when you're married.
Right.
I'm telling you now. If you see a red flag of money, did you know that infidelity is not why people get divorced most of the time? That's part of it.
Yeah.
But the number one divorce is money.
Yeah. Yep.
Money is the number one divorce, the reason why people get divorced. Money and unrealized expectations. I thought. You shouldn't think. Ask. Don't think. Ask. Yeah. Whatever you thinking, ask him.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, if you think he's schizo, he may just be.
Right.
If you think he a narcissist, he may just be.
And I feel like you should, if you're in a relationship, it should be open enough that you can be able to ask some questions. Maybe not day one. I mean, there's some people that...
Have you ever dabbled with men?
Right. I just want to know something.
Are you pansexual, asexual, or homosexual?
How do you feel about
or are you
things?
heterosexual?
Yeah. That's why I feel like marriage counseling is important.
Man, come on.
And you got to go to a good one.
Even dating counseling now.
At this point.
Listen.
At this
because
point.
were you a woman at your birth?
I know. We got to start seeing IDs.
Because now, it was a guy that was online. I lied to y'all not, bro. Like, really. The dude was a woman at first, but if you got in his face, you wouldn't know that was a woman.
Sheesh.
It's getting so well. They're even making appendages for people
I
now.
Know.
You don't know what they are. You got to ask the questions. And you got to ask around.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know? Is she floating on the internet? Is she on World Star?
Right.
Is she on Pornhub?
Right.
You got to ask these questions. I'm being honest. Man, look, there's going to be a rude awakening when you see a video.
I know.
Shaking it for dollar bills.
Yikes.
And you didn't know it. Or he out here dibbling with Steve.
Yikes.
That was my past life.
It's always a Steve.
That was my past life. What? What you mean your past life?
Right.
How did I know they ain't your right now life?
And like I said, we give people grace and we know the Lord can convert. But even if it was a past, I think sometimes there's knowledge in the past we need to know, because again, what if that spirit feels like it can come and address itself to our children? We have to be able to know these things and not have them hidden, because again, the enemy comes to bring those same spirits back to come to your generations, and we need to know what we need to be praying against and to make sure that it does not come back to this place again.
Mental illness is hereditary. People don't want to say that, but it's true. If they deal with bouts of depression, more than likely it goes down to your kids.
Yeah. And you got to be able to stop that generation.
Can you tunnel through that?
Yeah.
Can you tunnel with a person that's bipolar?
Right.
One minute they happy, the next minute they want to put the cover over their head. And you don't know why. They don't even understand why.
Yeah.
Bouts of anxiety where they can't even get out. They can't be in a room with a lot of people. But you're social.
Right.
How that's going to work? Oh, she just upstairs. She don't come downstairs. He don't come downstairs. He don't like being around a lot of people. So you embarrassed. When you want to be free, you locked.
Yeah.
Because you went after potential rather than your assignment.
Yeah.
And you were scared to be alone.
Right.
For God to send you the right person. Scaring to be alone makes you make mistakes.
Yeah.
Because in the alone, you find out who you are.
And that's not really a good thing. People don't really like themselves like that.
Because we're scared of that noise.
Yeah.
I don't even know who I am if I've never been alone.
Yeah.
You got some people that jump from relationship to relationship to relationship. They don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
Because they really don't want to realize and go to the reality of who they are. You might just be mean.
Yeah. And I think too, it goes into even deeper things, is that there is certain spirits like anxiety.
Yeah.
Right. Like you said, like things that are shielding their mental capacity that needs to be flushed out through a a session with a therapist.
Yes.
Right. There are certain things that need to happen
Stop
for
putting
you.
scripture on everything.
Right. That need to be unveiled because you may not know what they are.
Yes.
Because again, like you said, we get into a place that we bury things that hinder us or hurt us because we have fight or flight, right? So or we compartmentalize it. That thing was because it caused a reaction in my life, I'm never going to think about it again. But that could be the thing that's eating up and showing up in ways that you're trying to figure out, why am I like this? Not really thinking that you really blocked that thing out, that you need to be able to talk about it so you can be free.
Do she always blame you for her mistakes? Do he always blame his past for his mistakes?
Right.
Or his upbringing?
Right.
Man, I ain't never had no father. Okay,
Right.
I get that.
Yeah.
That's valid.
Sure.
But you're grown now.
Right. And we've seen people do amazing things without a father.
Come on. That's one element. I'm not knocking that. That's
No,
not
absolutely.
a good. That's
I
not,
think it's valid.
I'm
Like
not
you said, it's
knocking
valid,
that.
yeah.
But you got people with 2-parent households that are evil
Right.
and they're crazy.
Yeah.
Real life. They had a mama and a daddy.
Yep.
And you got people that just had their mama and they as sane as they can never be.
Yep.
So we can't say that and just compartmentalize in just that.
Excuses, yeah.
That can be just an excuse to do what you want to do.
And to not be able to dig deeper into yourself.
Because you can have 2 parents there, but they wasn't present.
Right.
They can just be there.
That's true. That's true.
You got people that's like that.
Yeah.
Mama and daddy slept in separate rooms.
Yeah.
They was just there for the contract's sake.
Yeah, very true.
So what I'm saying is potential looks good,
Yeah.
but it's not always good.
Right.
But when they are ordained for you,
Oh, yes.
and when David was ordained for the kingdom, they won wars.
Yeah.
They didn't die by the Philistines'
Yep.
hand. Saul died by the people that he conquered.
Yeah, Saul had a lot of red flags.
Because
he was insecure, like you said.
Yes.
He disobeyed God.
Yes.
He blamed others.
Yes.
Like, I mean, those are the things that really popped up. He wanted approval more than obedience. So these are the things, like you said, is that.
And he justified wrong.
Oh, yes.
You got to watch people that justify wrong because you will never grow.
I think to your earlier point, there was a look about him, but he didn't have a heart. He had the look of a king, but he didn't have a heart of one.
He didn't have the heart of it. David had the heart, but didn't have the look.
Right.
So God will go, like I said, he goes after your, man, I love him.
Yes.
Goes after your heart.
Yeah.
I didn't do everything right.
Right.
I've not been right in my life. I've messed up knowing Christ.
Yeah.
Let me be the first to say that.
Yeah.
I have messed up knowing Jesus. But he looked at my heart.
Yep.
He looked at your heart. That's why you haven't been consumed.
Yeah.
Your heart really did love God. And so he said, I can work with that.
Yeah.
David messed up.
Oh, yes.
He slept with another man's wife. But it does not mean he didn't still have a heart after God, though.
Yeah.
He just caught up in his own lust. And that happens when you're drawn away by it.
Yeah.
You were supposed, and then when you're out of position also. Being out of position with God can cause chaos.
Oh, yes.
David was supposed to be on the battlefield. He was at home.
Right.
Watching a woman from his window.
Yeah.
Seeing her bathe, and you summons her to your quarters. You think she gonna say no?
Right.
She not. She's not gonna say no. You the king.
Yeah.
But see, that's what happens when you're out of standings and right standings with God. Anything can happen.
Anything.
So you'll use potential as if that's the person for you, instead of going by what you know.
Yeah. The truth.
You know this ain't the person you should be marrying.
Know it.
You know it. She is not for you.
Yeah. And you know it. Before anybody can tell you, sometimes you know it.
And you know that is the person for you.
Yeah.
But you listen to other voices around you.
Yeah.
You know that you smile when you're around her.
Uh-huh.
You know you light up. You still get butterflies when he calls you.
Yes.
But because he ain't got what they think he should
Yeah.
have. But half of them ain't got no man.
Right.
That's what bothers me. Why you giving me relationship advice when you ain't got no man?
Not one.
When you ain't got a girl. But what I would do, don't tell me what you would do. Go get you a dude first.
Right.
Stop trying to jump in my relationship. Go get your own. You messing up other people's stuff because you so living vicariously through them. Mm-hmm. You know why? Because don't nobody want to deal with you.
Yeah, because you got some things going on.
You got some things going on. Please watch potential.
Yeah.
Don't misconstrue potential with your assignment.
Yeah, and with the truth.
And with the truth of who these people are supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think just like last episode, I think, there are some reflection questions I think we should just ask. Just so,
let's do that.
Just to help, to make sure that you are looking at the whole picture in totality, right? I'm not saying that, that the person is not for you, but what we're saying is that we're trying to shift your perspective to make sure that this is what God would like for your life so that you both are going to a place in him that is what he has designed. Because what you don't want is to have someone to pull you away from him.
Yeah.
That first of all, right? And then from there, once you're away from him, then you just know everything else is just going to crumble.
Yeah, I'm just going to.
It's out of here. So I would ask that you think about, am I in love with their present or their potential? Do I love them for who they are or what they can become? Do I see fruit or am I hoping for it to grow later? Because again, you would know them by their fruit. If they're not producing any fruit and you're just waiting for this watermelon to come up, it may not ever come. And so you look back and you spent 10, 12, 15 years waiting on something that never produces.
My God.
Have I confused chemistry with confirmation? Because again, when you're with somebody that's for you, it doesn't just show in God's eyes, like the dove that comes on Jesus Christ when he was baptized. Others see that he was the one for you.
That was the person.
They garner around the relationship. There's not, I don't know about that. It's not that. It's like, I'm genuinely happy because I know where you guys are going. I see this. I see that he pushes you. You push him. I see that he takes you to a place of presence with the Lord. I see these things for you. And I would just leave you with the last one. If they never changed, would you still choose them? If the person that you're with now and the things that you want to see in the future, if those things never flourish, would you still choose them? So these are the questions I think we'll leave for today. But again, remember, there is potential, but there's also truth. And we want out of everybody's life is we want truth to be exposed always. You're free when there's truth.
Yes.
Right? And so
you're happy
when there's truth.
Yes. And you might not like all truth.
Yeah. And I would say that you actually, like we talked about before, it's actually joy.
Yes.
More than happiness.
More than happiness. Joy is different than happiness.
Yeah. So I think that helps us a lot in this.
And you don't
space.
waste time with truth.
Listen. Ain't that the truth?
You don't waste time with truth.
You don't waste time.
Truth has no facades.
It can't.
It can't.
It can't. As
truth
much as it
stands
tries,
by itself. Potential will have facades behind it.
Oh, yes.
But truth stands alone.
Well, we thank you guys again for tuning in to another episode of Throwing Salt. As we say every week, follow us on all the places.
Please follow.
We'll drop it down there.
Yeah.
And we're so glad that you're here with us another week. We hope, based on God's will, that we'll see you next week. And if not, hope to see you in glory.
That's it.
All right. Until next time.
Bye.
Preserved by my Redeemer, the Messiah and the leader. Belly full of living water, just in case you need a leader. Reflecting the overseer, protected, cause Lord, I need you. Can't let a day go by without giving the word a try. But what if I fall short and I'm in need of a friend to pick me up and help me start believing again? Continue fleeing from sin. Man, we just fishing for men who throwing salt. The perfect seasoning for the season. You win.
Ain't got time to play around. Put some salt up on the ground. Throwing salt, throwing salt, throwing salt, throwing salt, throwing salt.